Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a wonderful week and a good weekend so far. For some of you, Sunday is a new week, so happy good start to the new week. In this video tutorial, I'm going to talk about the download component of Dash. This will probably take about 5-7 minutes at the most, and then I want to take the rest of the time to just get to know you, talk to you, chat together, answer any questions you might have about Dash, about Plotly, or about life. Okay. Hey, Chetan. Hey, Mohammed. Great to see you. Likewise. All right, so let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Just a reminder, the code we're going to go over is on the GitHub. If you go inside the video on YouTube or the description under the YouTube video, you'll see the GitHub code that I'm going to be working on right now. Aishvarya, hi, welcome. All right, so let me share the screen so we can do this together. George, Puya, welcome, welcome. Share screen. Let me share with you the screen. Okay, so you should be seeing right now the code for the download component. If you're not seeing the code, if you're not seeing this screen, let me know. I'll try and fix that. Okay, so obviously here we are importing the data to run our download component in Dash. We're going to talk about this later. This allows us, this FontAwesome allows us to have this nice download symbol to the left of the download button right here. So, all right, so we're downloading a data frame from a Plotly built-in database. This is the data frame right here of state, install capacity, average plant, blah, blah, just fake data for this tutorial. We're calling the theme the external style sheets. We're going to use FontAwesome, and we're going to use Bootstrap. So we're going to put this in here. You have to have this for this tutorial to work, for this code to work. And then we're building our layout, just a regular DBC dash Bootstrap container, which has a list, a children, and here we're going to put everything, right? Here we're putting the data table component, which is the first component, and then we're putting, and this data table is going to take columns and data from the DF, from the data frame, right? So this is why you see this here, this data table. And then under the data table, we have a button. All right, this is just a regular button in Bootstrap. It has, we're using here FontAwesome. So here's where we're putting the symbol. I'll show you later how to do that. The text on the button is download. The color is about green. So this is info color. And then this is just a Bootstrap class. So there's some space between the data table and the button. There's a space of 1 unit, you see, right here. And then we have a DCC, the Dash download component, which is under the video as well. If you go to here, you'll see the download component examples and reference, right? So here you see, this is the Dash core components. Here you see the download component. I have on my playlist, on my video channel, I have many other components that I talk about. But this is the one I'm talking about today, the download. And you'll see different examples that we'll use in our code today, right? An explanation and some references. Okay, so we have our layout, right? We have our data table, we have our button, and this is an invisible component. You can't see this on the page, it's invisible. And then we have the callback, and this is the whole app, that's it. So what are we doing with the callback? The callback we're taking it as an input, we're taking the button, right? This is the button ID. We're taking the end clicks of the button. This is where it's going to trigger the callback function. This function is going to be triggered with the end clicks. So every time a button is clicked, this will be triggered and this will be activated. And clicks is just another parameter in the button like this. That's equal, from the beginning, it's equal 0 or equal none. So every time we click on a button, this will be 1, this will be 2, and so on and so on. So we're taking that. And then we are going to return something to the output. So this dictionary is returning to the data parameter of the download component right here. DCC download, this is the ID. So it's going to return this dictionary to the data component right here. Right? This is going to be the dictionary, blah, 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 blah. That's what's it returning, okay? Because this is one component of the download. If you go to the download, you'll see data is a dictionary with keys, and these are the different options. So this is what we are returning, a dictionary. And then in other return, we're going to return other things, okay? But this is important. Everything you're returning here is returning into the data parameter of the download component. All right, so let's see the first example. The first example is a dictionary. Wait, let me just double check. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I want to double check everything is okay. That thank you for the nice remarks. Okay, let's go back, share the screen. Want to make sure I'm not talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. That would be embarrassing. Okay, so here's the screen. All right, so now let's return in this case, in this first example, we're going to return content. And this content, which is just a string, is going to return as a file named hello text, right? This is a txt file. So if I download this, if I open the app and I share this app with my users online, if they click on the download button, it will take them to whatever their default folder is. Mine is downloads folder. And the file name is automatically hello. You see, this is a file name, hello. And it's a text document. So if I download it, save, and then I open it as the user of this app, then I see what was saved inside the content. Always remember, we're better together. This is saved inside this content right here, right? But here I'm putting the content in return. You can always add an input field here, a DCC input text, DCC dot input, and then the user, this will have an ID, whatever, and this will be a regular input field, right? And this input field, you can connect it to your return function, to your input, and then anything the user puts as an input as a text will be returned and saved as a text file. You see, here's the input. So anything they put in here, you can tie it. If you tie it to the callback, you can be downloaded to their computer. All right, let's take this out. This out. All right. The second example is, instead of returning just a regular string or regular file name, we're going to return right now. We're going to take we're going to return a CSV sheet, right? An Excel sheet in a CSV format, and this is going to be the name. And the content of it is the df.tocsv. So the content is df, is this table, right, that you can see right here, this table. And what we're doing is we're saying, using a method on pandas data frame, which is to turn the data into the data frame data into a CSV document. And this goes inside, this is wrapped inside the DCC send data underscore frame, right? This is just a component. So if you do this and if you run it, that should have been loaded. If I download, now you'll see that the data frame is going to be saved as mydf underscore CSV, as you can see here, CSV. And then the data in there is going to be the data table that we transformed to a CSV. So if I save it and then I load it, you'll see this is the CSV. Exact data with an index. I think you can cancel the index as well. Another example is, instead of a CSV, we can return an Excel sheet. So same thing, we're sending data frame. We're going to pandas data frame to Excel sheet. This is going to be the name of the Excel. Well, it's an Excel document, and this is going to be the sheet name, sheet number 1. So let's go there. Let's download. And now you see we have a different name. It's Excel. It's a Microsoft Excel worksheet. Save it. And I'm the app user. I'm going to click on this, on Adam's app. And I'm going to see that I can now see the Excel sheet with the data that I have that is called sheet name number 1. right? So this is really cool, very, very cool, because many times we work with data tables, and you can have the user filter their data table, sort their data table. I have many different videos in the data table, and then when they get the data that they want from the app on their screen, they can download the data as a CSV sheet or as an Excel sheet. So very, very cool. I really like Dash and all that, how easy it is to do things with Dash. Okay, last two things. You can also save files inside your assets folder. So look at this here. This is very important. My code here, the download button.py, this is like my main app code, is right here, right? Inside a folder that I call download. You can call this folder anything you want. So inside the folder, I have the download button.py, and then I have an assets folder. And inside the assets folder, you'll see these two things. You see a JPG image, and you'll see a text file. And this is the same structure is in the GitHub link below the video if you want to see it a little bit bigger than this video. So now I'm saying if the user clicks on the button, just a regular Dash Bootstrap button, if they click on the button, it's going to trigger this function. And Dash is going to send a file from my assets folder right here to the user's computer, so the user, your app user, can actually download that file, right? So let's go into our app. Now if I click download, let me save it. Save. Refresh. And now if I click download, you'll see that I'm downloading a data file, and it's a text document. I'm the user of the app, and I put save. And if I open it, you'll see the text file that was in the assets folder. Now, this is also important. I want to give you another tip. When your app is deployed to the web, let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. When your app is deployed to the web, because this is right now on my computer, but if your app, you use Heroku or Salesforce or AWS to put your app dashboard on the web, this might look different, right? Because this is coming from my computer. But on the web, you might have a few other folders. It might be dot, and this is right here, right here. So it might look different if it's on the web. The path to allow the user to download a text file or a JPG or whatever, SQL, might look different. It might be on Heroku, it might be ./main folder, first app, and then the assets folder. So you might have a few things before the assets folder. You have to go into the server, Heroku or Python Anywhere, whatever server you use, go in it and see where your assets folder is located. And then go assets, put everything there, assets, and then the name of the file you want to allow the user to download from the assets folder on the app server. Okay. Last example, instead of downloading the text, I'm allowing the user to download with VCC send file, not send data frame, but send file. I'm going to allow them to download the JPG image by Lisa from Pexels, right? Pexels, whatever that is pronounced. So now download, and now you'll see Bees by Lisa from Pexels, save. This is saving into my folder. If I open it, you'll see this beautiful picture of a wonderful, beautiful bee. I just love bees. Okay. So these were all the examples I wanted to show you how to download a file using the DCC download. So it's very versatile. You can do many things with it, and most importantly, you can allow the user to download data from a data table. You can on your app. You can allow them to download pictures on your app. Anything you want, they can pretty much download. Two more things I want to show you before I open this up to questions and I go look in your chats. I'm sorry I can't see your chats right now. Make sure to put prevent initial call inside the callback. You want to do prevent initial call. What this will do is it will not trigger the app when the callback when the app loads. Dash is built in a way that all callbacks and any callback inside your dashboard app is triggered automatically as soon as the app is first loaded or refreshed. All callbacks are triggered. Now, you don't want this callback to be triggered because the user didn't click on the download button. By hitting refresh, they're just uploading the app. They're not clicking on the download button. So if you don't want the callback to be triggered immediately, just put prevent initial call. Okay? And the last thing, this is very, very cool, the FontAwesome, right? This is what we use as another external style sheet inside of here, inside the class name of this HTML.I, this download button, right? So I use fa and then space fa download. And where this comes from, like how you might be asking, Adam, how do you know this is the spelling and this is what you need? Well, you go here, FontAwesome, and you'll see here, and this is like a cheat sheet or something, of all the different symbols you can put in there, right? So I click Control F, I'll click download, and you'll see that the download is right here, .fa download, right? So, and this is the symbol, and this is how you see this little symbol right here, right? Let me show you here for a sec. What you need to do is you have to put FA, you have to put class name and then FA first and then space and then FA underscore download, right? This just means margin right 1. So there's just one margin between the symbol and the D here of the download. But I can put something else. If I let's say for some reason the user is downloading into the cloud, then this is a typical system to download into a cloud. So I'll just do this, fa download cloud. I'll change the code. Cloud download, sorry. Paste, let the app run and refresh. And now if I go to the dash, you see that now this is a different symbol. So this is really awesome. That's why it's called FontAwesome. And you can use many different symbols here and many different things for your buttons and for different text fields inside your dashboard app. I'll add, I don't think I added this to the video, the bootstrap, but this is the URL. I'm going to add it right now under after the live, I'll add it to the video description so you can have it. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to leave it open to any questions. If you'd like to support me and the work that I do and the content that I create, it does help me create really good content on a weekly basis. I would really appreciate it. If you wish to do so, all you have to do is go into this right here, www. You can support me on YouTube or Charming Data, or you can just go into this website you see under the video, patreon.com, Charming Data, and this is where you can support my work and what I do. I really appreciate it. All right. So, hey, Camilo, I think the point is more general than which inside data too. Yes, you're right. All right, so now I can finally look at the chat, and I wanted to open this up to any questions that you might have, or about Dash, about Plotly, any video suggestions. I want to get to know you. I want to know more about you. So let me read some of these. Some of these chat that I saw here. Hey, Mohammed. Hi, Danielle. Camilo. Hi again. There's an export option for the data table. It is different from the download component, but worth taking. You are right. You are very much right, Makam. There's an export option in the data table. So if you go to let me close this and close this. It's not slowing my video down. If you go to the dash data table component, the reference, you'll see that there is an export button as well, which is probably even better than the download button for the data table. Guillaume, I'd like to know if it is possible to preset a style to the Excel you download. For example, start from B2 unless B1, or put specific cell with the green color. I don't know, Guillaume. If you want to like add colors to the Excel sheet right before you download the data into Excel sheet, I would look into Pandas df2 Excel, 2_Excel, and see all the parameters that has. It might allow you to play around with Excel sheet and choose like to take the index column out of there or to change the headers, but I don't know if it will allow you to like change cell colors prior to downloading or saving to Excel. Aishvarya, you're more than welcome. I'm really happy that my videos helped you. Puya, how to embed Dash app in the Django or Flask? Yeah, let me share. I'll share the Django. I don't know if it's that. I don't know how well that library is kept. Somebody built something around that. So I didn't really, the last time I saw it, I felt like it needs just a little bit more work. So I didn't really go into it. But I don't know if it's, yeah, I guess if you know Django very well, using Dash is great, but I still didn't see a need for it. So I didn't create a tutorial on that. How to embed Dash app into Django or Flask. Somebody just wrote an article about that was very, very good. Let me see if I can find it and put it here on the YouTube video on the live chat so everybody can see, because it's very, very, very good. It just came out. Let me find it for you. Dash. It was on Medium Flask app. See if we can find it. How to deploy. No, I don't want to spend too much time just doing this. So what I'll do, I'll look for it, and it was written like 1 week ago, and then I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the chat under the video after I'm done with the video. What else? Okay, I'm going just chat by chat. So sorry if I'm a bit slow here, but I want to tackle all the questions. Is there a way to save the drawings on the graph? Save the drawings. Oh, I just you know, what do you mean? Like if you download the graph, or in what way save it? Yeah. George, so I've been trying to have point pin location using DF leaflet. Where did you go? Oh, in Dash from a data frame from SQLite. Okay, good. Yeah, the DF leaflet is very good from an SQLite database. Yeah, that's pretty advanced stuff, George. So good luck with that. I haven't done a tutorial on DL leaflet, but I'll try and do that soon. Guillaume, you're welcome. Leanne, I love that name. Is it possible to make it so that you download your data table there as a GPG itself? So you want to download the data table just as an image. They're going to allow users to download plots that they generate using different callbacks. Yeah, they can definitely. Well, the plots, you can have them. There's a download button in the bar configuration bar of any Dash, any Plotly figure will have, on the top right, zoom in, zoom out, a lasso, and stuff like that. It will also have like that camera icon that if you click on it, the user can click on it and can download that plot. So you don't necessarily need to use the download function. That's already part of every single figure in Plotly that they can take advantage of. Mohammed, can we design our own HTML and CSS file in Dash? I don't know, Mohammed, if I understand the question. I mean, you can design your own HTML and CSS, but what do you mean design it in Dash? I'm not sure what you mean. If you can rewrite that question, I'll try and help. Daniel, I'm wondering if you have investigated the deployment of Dash apps as a serverless service inside AWS. Nope. I have not investigated that yet. I'm sorry, Danielle. I'm just doing one video a week, so I don't have the time for many of these things that sound very cool, but I'm just limited with time. George, all right. So I have been trying to have point pin locate. Well, we already did that. Dash and data. Is there an option in Dash in Dash Maps to have a location? I know that there's. I don't think so. As far as I know, not yet. If anybody on this YouTube chat right now knows if there's a lat long option on Dash Maps, just a pinpoint location, you can let George know, but I don't think so. What I know, George, is any map that you put on Plotly is using a Plotly figure, right? Whether it's Mapbox Plotly, Scatter Mapbox Plotly, it's using the Plotly figure template. And if you put it inside the DCC graph, because he helps to upload the graph into a DCC component, a DCC graph component in Dash, then you can have those. One of the parameters is where the mouse is clicked. I think clicked data, right? So if you go to the click data, you can. I think that could give you the lat long of where they click on if it's a map. It can for sure give you the x-axis and the y-axis of where the user clicked, but maybe it can also give you the lat long. I'm not sure. It's worth looking into. Not that I know so far. Okay, Puya, you are welcome. Ata, hello again. All right, a few more questions. Aishvarya, when the app is deployed in Heroku, is there a way for the user to save the drawings and reload it when the app is opened again? Save the drawings and reload it when the app is opened again. I don't think so, unless you combine it, unless you have like a username and a database, because the Dash apps are universal. It's like it's for everybody to be using at the same time. So if you want to personalize it, so each user in the app will have a space where they can save their information in the app, whether it's a text field or a graph or a picture or a drawing, and then come back to it, to that same saved app. Then Aishvarya, you're talking about connecting. You have to create a database, you have to create a username and a password, and you have to identify access, right? So anybody that accesses your app is going to be recognized as that specific user, and then that user will have a different layout. They will have their own app just for that user. But that's really manipulating and changing the system of Dash, because Dash is really supposed to be just like open to everybody, and everybody can use it at the same time. So if you want that, you have to, I think, create usernames and passwords and connect everything to a database and save things into a database. So every time the user comes back, it will pull from that database the data that they changed. Great, great. Proyecto Luces. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Proyecto Luces? Me encantaría saber tu nombre real, aparte de ser muy luminoso. Mika Bolat. Hey, is it possible to make certain figures accessible to only... This is the last question. So after I finish this question, I'm going to show you a few other cool things. Is it possible to make certain figures accessible to only certain types of registered users? I'll give you the different access. Yes, Mika Bolat, this is what I just told Aishvarya. So you would have to use a database and have like username and passwords or some kind of identifiable information that's only for specific users. And every time the user comes in, I'm Adam. I go into the app and to use your app, Mika Bolat, to use your app, and I say my name is Adam and my email is adam@gmail.com. And then anything I do on the app will be saved into the database, right? And then maybe plots, maybe data tables. It's a lot easier to save data tables than plots. And then every time I come back, that is going to be the app layout. The app layout is going to pull from that database according to the user credentials. And now you'll see the data table that Adam saved for himself. So you could do that, but it's complicated, but it's possible. I'm glad, Danielle, that you took your Dash skills really to the next level. I'm really happy you're able to do that. Again, if anybody wants to support the content and my work, you can do so with a YouTube membership or a Patreon. It really also encourages me a lot. I'm happy for you, Danielle. You are welcome, Aishvarya. Okay, so while we're here, I do want to show you something very, very cool. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I want to talk to you a little bit about, let me share a screen, because I want to talk to you a little bit about the Plotly Dash Labs, which is potentially what is going to be Dash 2.0. And this is right here. Let me share the screen with you. When I share screen, it'll be hard to see, maybe I can see comments. Let me see. Let me share the screen. No, I could see comments. Okay, I could see comments. So let me do both, because this is really going to help you create apps a lot faster in the future. Okay, so can everybody see this Dash Labs? So this came out about a couple weeks ago. or maybe a week ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And this is a new way of working with Dash. Now, Dash Labs is a preview to Dash 2.0. Dash Labs is like a sandbox where everything is going to be tested out. And once you test it out and we get user input, this will become Dash 2.0. So this Dash Labs talks about how to create new callbacks or a new callback system, how to have a new template for layout, so you don't have to do HTML div or Dash Bootstrap container. You just put the template here of a sidebar. You include the template in the callback, and then you just put this line of code, tie it to the layout, and that's it. Only 3 lines of code, and now you have a beautiful template. So I would encourage you to read these right here, the callback enhancements, the template layout system, and then watch this video if you haven't, last week that I put up of, where is it, right here? You'll see my comments here, and then I put up a video building Dash 2.0 together, so you can learn about this new system, because I'd really like to encourage you to go to this Plotly form, answer these votes, these polls, and then just answer, give feedback. There's great feedback that Plotly team is asking us. Here you can see the last feedback they're asking us right here. And it really is gonna help them create a Dash 2.0 that's going to be good for everybody. That's going to meet our needs. So this is what I would recommend, that you go in there and raise your voice, make your voice be heard. Tell the the Plotly team what you want to see in Dash 2.0, so it fits your needs and the needs of the community. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Camilo, I don't think our hand, but I would be really util in the multi-option drop-down have the options to select all. Oh, Camilo, yes, you're right. That's definitely if a multi drop-down option in the Dash drop-down component has the option of select all, that would be really good. I think they do something like that with the new, but you have to do it through a callback, and yeah, it's just if they had an automated built-in parameter for like inside the options for select all, that would be a great idea, Camilo. I agree. George, another question. So can Heroku accept different languages? What I mean is you have a Dash app with a nav bar that has a button that clicks that links to an HTML web page. Yes, I'm not sure how to do that, but I know that's possible. Where the home in the HTML returns it to the Dash app. Yeah, I mean, you would do that through, George, you would do that through the Dash and Flask. So I'll send you that article. I'll put it in the chat under the video so you can see that article about Dash and Flask. It's a really good one. It's a really strong one. Kapil, can we make Python logic-based login instead of Dash basic? You would do that with Flask. So combine that, create a Flask app, and then you can create anything. You can have Python logic using Flask. You can do like username and passwords, and then just embed Dash into one of the pages or multiple pages inside Flask. All right, so for those who just joined, what I talked about today is a drop-down. I would go back to the beginning of the video later and look all about the drop-down component. For the last 15 minutes, I've just been talking to get to know each other and share some more insights. Deploying with Heroku. I like Heroku, but I personally like Python Anywhere as a better server. I think I prefer Python Anywhere over Heroku. I think it was simpler to upload, to deploy my app to the web, and it was less expensive. And it also has a free version like Heroku, but the next step I think is $5, not $7. And it was just easier for me to understand. The documentation was easier for me to understand since it's focused on Python than it was for Heroku. So I preferred Python Anywhere. Side by side, how to perform same exercises using Julia language. I don't know, Kapil, I don't know Julia, so I probably won't be able to help you there. I'm sorry. Akib, How can we use date picker single date value anywhere in our Python program for future calculation in Python program? Akib, how can we use? I'm not sure about that question. Like, how to use a date picker single in a dashboard app using Dash Plotly? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Kapila, thank you. Thank you for being a big fan of mine. I hope you you enjoy the future videos I put out, and that you can help spread the word. Okay. So that's what I really wanted to show you, the download component and a little bit about the Dash Labs. Dash Labs is the future of Dash. So make sure to voice your opinion inside the Plotly forum about Dash Labs and what you want to see. It's really, really easy to build. The idea of Dash 2.0, which will come out of the feedback from Dash Labs, is that to create code in Dash that makes it very, very easy and quick to build a dashboard app. So you don't have to mess around with a template. You just go in there, you download a template, or you use a built-in template, and then you just create it. And then, you know, with 10 lines of code, you have a nice app. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Does anybody have any other questions about Dash, Plotly, life, videos, programming? I'll tell you that I try to do this every week, and so far I've been pretty successful. But it's not easy because it's a lot of preparations, it's a lot of coding. But I see that it's helping people, and that's what makes me happy, that it does teach people how to create dashboards and how to use their information, to their knowledge, to manipulate data and to show others the data and the work, the projects as they're working on. So that's why I do it, and because of the chats and people like you that support me and thank me and tell me about your experience. It just makes me feel very, very good, and I like it. So that's the main reason I'm doing this. Yeah, so I'm glad I was able to share this with you. I'm glad you hopped on. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the questions. And I hope to see you. Let me answer one last question here. My former question: could a serverless deployment of Dash app provide added value compared to Heroku? It could provide, a serverless deployment can provide value, but not as much as Heroku. Heroku is probably better than Yan. All right, everybody, I'm going to log off, have some breakfast, have some coffee, and start thinking about the next week's video. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, for accompanying me. Always remember, we're better together, so help each other out and never, never give up. Keep practicing. Bye-bye.